With Iran and the U.S. trading strikes, the U.S. military says it bombed more than 80 targets in Iran over the recent Iranian attacks on commercial shipping. Tehran claims it destroyed 85 key U.S. military installations in Bahrain and Kuwait in retaliation. But Trump now says the ceasefire is over. Listen in.
John, is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people.
Iranian state media reported multiple explosions around the strategic waterway, including on Qeshm Island, in Sirik, and in the port city of Bandar Abbas. A series of blasts were reported from the port city of Bushehr. Iran state media said a member of the Revolutionary Guards was also killed. This video that surfaced from social media showed explosions in Iran's major port city of Bandar Abbas.
Whoa.
The U.S. Central Command said its forces hit Iranian military targets, including air defense systems, command and control networks, radar sites, anti-ship missile capabilities, more than 60 small boats operated by Iran's Revolutionary Guards in and around the strait. It said that strikes are over for now. Iran's retaliation followed soon. The IRGC said it carried out a joint missile and drone operation against key U.S. military sites in Bandar Salman, Bahrain's 5th Naval District, and Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, and shot down a U.S. MQ-9 drone attempting to interfere in the operation. In fact, sirens were heard across Kuwait City as the country's army responded to missile and drone attacks. It said the attacks undermined efforts to de-escalate tensions in the region. Several explosions also rang out across Bahrain after authorities sounded air raid sirens to warn of an attack. The military escalation came just hours after Washington revoked a temporary sanctions waiver that had allowed Iran to export crude oil under limited conditions. In fact, it also came at a time when Iran is conducting the funeral ceremony of its late Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The remains of Khamenei are in Iraq, where tens of thousands joined the procession. The strikes came just before a summit of the NATO leaders in Turkey. Speaking in Ankara, Trump said he thinks the MOU with Iran is over. The U.S. president reportedly approved the strike plan and gave the order while in Turkey for the summit. According to an Axios report citing a U.S. official, Trump held a meeting in Turkey with the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of State, and the Treasury Secretary, as well as the military chief.
Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people.
Tehran, on the other hand, says the U.S. breached the memorandum of understanding. The top Iranian negotiator, the parliament speaker, cited the latest U.S. military strikes as renewed oil sanctions, violations of Iranian adjustments in the Strait of Hormuz, Israeli attacks against Lebanon as examples of American violations, allegedly. He warned, and I'm quoting, "The era of bullying and extortion is over."